In a world full of AI scripts and AI softwares that create captions and scripts for videos, I'm gonna try to just talk from my heart without using ChatGPT for any scripts or weird writing. Sorry. I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit tired. I'm just gonna try to speak from my heart, and hopefully some of you guys also can relate to what I'm feeling. So into this video, I wanted to talk about the void in your heart and what could possibly fill that void. Because there's mainly three things that I think will fill that void in your heart. And today I just wanted to talk about one of those things, and that is a girl. For later videos, I'll talk about the two other things that will fill your heart, but for today, let's just talk about that imaginary girl. So, I haven't been with a girl in like closer to 6 years now. I just turned 20, so last time was when I was like 14 or 15 years old. I was in ninth grade. Um, at that time, it felt like true love. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was true love. From my end, it felt like it, but obviously it wasn't, because if it was, we would still be together. But that's 6 years ago, I think, or something. So I kind of just have to forget that. I have come to terms with it, but I just think about it now and then, because we're still in the same friends circle, and I still think about her when I see her. I know I shouldn't, but I still do. And I don't know if it's her reason for me having this void, if I still miss the feelings or her or whatever. But I have a void in my heart that needs to be filled, and my intrusive thoughts says that I need to fill it with another girl. You know, meet someone new. But that is a quest. That is a quest as old as time. I think I'm not the only guy in the world that is working on finding a girl, so I'm not any special there. But at the same time, I feel like I see couples around me everywhere, and like people I know have been going out and in of relationships all of these years. Well, I've been going to elementary school, high school, and even college now. The point is that I see people getting in and out of relationships all the time, while I'm still staying single. And I keep hearing from people and YouTube videos and my grandparents that it's normal. You shouldn't stress about, finding a girl because you can pick the wrong one. But oh, sorry, I'm just so tired and I just had to talk because I just had a lot to think about. But I don't want to be that guy that ends up alone, because I always thought that it was the weird old guys that ended up alone. But now I see that people are single are just normal people, and I fear that I might end up, single and 40 years old, and it's a scary thought. Well, yeah, I'm 20 years old and I'm stressing about finding a wife. I know it sounds dumb. I'm sure there are people who are like 35 years old and are still stressing about finding a wife. So in that case, I'm like kind of early out, but I don't know what it is. If it's me comparing myself to others or whatever. And Don't get me wrong, I'm not like an introvert or something. I'm able to talk to people and girls. That's not the problem, you know. I don't just freeze up whenever I try to talk to a girl. I can hold conversations, but I don't know if just my standards are too high or what it is, because I'm a very Christian man and I believe that my wife should be a traditional wife and not like an LGBTQ supporter, da 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 da, you know. I want a traditional wife that can nurture my family, and I want to be like more of a traditional masculine provider. And I don't know if people are like that in our generation. Aren't like every girl just on OnlyFans and doing whatever? Maybe I've lost touch of reality. I haven't really been dating for 6 years, as I said. So maybe my standards are just too high, because I see pretty girls all over the place and I think to myself, wow, she was pretty, but I don't see a cross around the neck, um, and I don't see girls where I wanna meet them, because you know I wanna meet my wife at the church and at the Bible study, but when I go there, there just aren't any girls that's for me. Maybe I'm just too picky. I don't know. I'm just looking for something to fill the void in my heart, because I feel like I'm missing out. I never just I never had this teenage love, you know, running around in the rain on a late summer night, running around in the grass. I never had that, and I'm afraid that I'm just missing out. But I know I shouldn't, because I talked to my grandpa about this, and he said you don't have to stress, because if you stress about it, you might pick wrong. And he was right, because he was married once before. He was married with my grandmother, so he can speak from personal experience. But you know, I don't want to risk ending up alone forever. So I don't know when I'm just going to have to take a leap of faith and just ask every girl I see out. You know, I'm just stressed because I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Because wh- when you see people who are single for like a really long time, you always think, oh, that guy must be weird, or he's at least not normal like us. And I don't know if that's probably true, but I don't want people to think that of me. I think that if I could get a girl, people would look at me like I'm sort of a normal guy, because you know I'm able to have a girlfriend, and every normal guy should be able to have a girlfriend. That is at least my thoughts. I just don't want to be that guy, and I hope that a girl can make me happy. But that's a big gamble, because what if she doesn't? Have I just been chasing a girl all this time and not realizing that I had everything I needed? You know, there are so many questions. Will a girl make me happy? Will a car make me happy? Will money make me happy? These are one of the, I don't know, most popular questions in all of world's history. I'm sure that people in 500 years before Christ were talking about these questions, and I'm sure we'll be talking about these questions and situations for thousands of years to come. So I don't think I'm like one of the only guys to ever think about these feelings, you know, to end up alone or never get a girl because you're weird. But I just hope that there is someone out there for me, because like I'm not really that weird. I just have a thick shell. And when you get to know me, I'm a pretty cool guy. But guys, if you have some advice, just drop it down in the comment section. I'll have a look. And yeah, let's talk.